Okay. We're just about ready to get started. Grace, are you ready?
Yes, Wyatt. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the center stage as we have the honor of introducing a truly remarkable individual. A man of vision, determination, and boundless passion for making a difference in the world. Today, we are privileged to present to you Kevin Lambright. An entrepreneur, innovator, finance healer, opportunity advocate, and community activist. With a career spanning multiple industries and an unwavering commitment to excellence, Kevin Lambright has left an indelible mark on the business world. Notably, he was an integral part of an elite team that revolutionized the telecommunications industry by successfully introducing prepaid cellular services to North America. This groundbreaking achievement not only transformed the way we communicate but also paved the way for countless opportunities and advancements in the mobile industry. In addition to his remarkable entrepreneurial ventures, Kevin Lambright is also a New York State Supreme Court evaluator, an esteemed position that showcases his exceptional legal acumen and dedication to serving those less fortunate. Simultaneously, he serves as the treasurer on the River Bay Board of Directors, a role that highlights his financial expertise and leadership skills. It is worth noting that the River Bay Board of Directors oversees the largest cooperative complex in the world, with an astounding valuation of approximately $7 billion if placed on an open market. Kevin Lambright's extensive accomplishments and contributions speak volumes about his unwavering commitment to excellence, his ability to navigate complex financial landscapes, and his desire to uplift and empower communities. His remarkable journey is a testament to the power of entrepreneurship, innovation, and the profound impact one individual can have on the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us join together in welcoming Kevin Lambright to the stage. Prepare to be inspired, captivated, and motivated by his story of success, resilience, and his unwavering dedication to making a positive difference for so many.
Thank you so very much. Thank you for being here. I want to thank my AI people for doing a bang-up job of introducing me. And you won't be hearing too much more about me because that's not why you're here, to really hear about what I've done throughout my life and how I ended up to where I am now. You don't need to know that all of that stuff right now. You're not even interested. It's really about you at this moment and to show you how you can turn $185 into approximately $5,000 or more every single month. That's why you're here. That's why you're taking your time out to spend with us. And I appreciate you. We appreciate you. And, you know, some people may have asked, well, why do you want to show people? Because it takes people. We don't live on this earth alone. We don't. You know, we have to interact with people on a regular basis. But one thing also that I'm very much aware of, everybody cannot be rich or wealthy. And we don't want them to be. Because I've always said, if everybody had a bunch of money and if everybody was wealthy, then when you went to McDonald's, who would be there to serve you? When you went to the supermarket, who'd be there to serve you? Now, I know with AI and all this other stuff, this technology, humans will be locked out of jobs. Humans will be locked out of jobs in the next 20 years. Technology is moving so fast now, so fast that we have to start learning new technological things in order to maneuver it, just to live and do normal everyday things. And there's no one to blame for that. That's us, because we do it now. Just think about it. You know, imagine this. Imagine not having your cell phone or having a cell phone at all for 1 day, 2 days. Think about what you do. I watch people, you know, in waiting rooms or on public transportation. Everybody's in their phone. No one, very rarely will see anybody with a book in their hand or anything like that. Books will become obsolete soon. So just like jobs, a lot of jobs will become obsolete, So what do we do? What do we do? Well, we look for alternatives. That's what we do. We look for alternatives, things that's going to change the way we do things. But in order to do that, we have to change the way that we think and the way we look at money. I'm not going to give you a lecture on that. I'm not. But I am going to do one thing, because before I go into what it is that we do and how we're going to make this happen for you, before I do that, I want to ask you a question, a hypothetical question. And you can put it in the chat, okay? You can write your answers in the chat. I'm going to give you a hypothetical question, and some of you have heard this before, but I'm going to give it to you. So let's hypothetically say that at the end of 31 days, I want to write a check for you. At the end of 31 days for $100,000. Now this is hypothetical, okay? So don't get too excited. I want to write a check for you for $100,000 at the end of 31 days, or today we'll start with 1 cent, 1 penny. And then when tomorrow comes, we'll say, okay, let's forget that 1 penny. Let's make it 2 cents. We'll just double it. Let's say 2 cents. And then on the third day, we'll say, all right, forget the 2 cents. That doesn't exist. Because we're going to double it. We're going to make it 4 cents. And then the following day we go, forget the 4 cents. We're going to make it 8 cents. We're going to keep doing that. We're going to double that penny. We're going to just keep down until we get to 31 days. And after 31 days, whatever it adds up to, I'll write you a check for that amount. So let me ask you, if you had a choice, which would you choose? The $100,000 deal that I'll make with you right now, that I'll give you in 31 days, or whatever that penny adds up to? Whatever it adds up to in 31 days, I write you a check for that amount. So go ahead, put it in the chat, and I'm going to see different things. People, okay. All right. Okay. All right. So okay, I see most of you said that you would do the same thing that I said, $100,000. I'm going to guaranteed $100,000, because that penny, I don't know what that's going to add up to. So I just want you to know that if you would have chosen the $100,000, you would have been really upset when you find out how much the penny adds up to in just 31 days. Doubled. It's compounded. So what happens is, and you don't have to believe me now, you can do that later, but I want you to understand the process of duplication. It adds up to over $10,700,000. And I know that sounds really crazy, but I've won some bets on this. You know what I mean? I've won some bets. And I've even gone, with going head to head, toe to toe with some math teachers on purpose. So yes, it adds up to over $10,700,000. Yes, it's true. I just want you to do that when, after this presentation, you can always do that. And so you can see, you just take your calculator or your phone and just go to your calculator on your phone, because your smartphone has everything now. And what I want you to do is, I want you to just start with a calendar, get a calendar and pick a 31-day month, and then go day 1 and you write 0.01. That's 1 cent. Then day 2, you cross out the 1 cent and you double it. You make it 2 cents. And then you double that, cross out the 2 cents, and now you put 4 cents the next day, and keep doing that, and you will be shocked and amazed. Shocked and amazed. So now, hopefully you can understand that, yes, it does make a difference when you're doing that, when you're compounding, and how the process of duplication really works. So now let's get to the meat and the potatoes. All right. So the company that we deal with, it's really a membership. The company that we deal with, in order to get on this train, that's set on the tracks, we get on the train and we're gonna ride this train. Okay. So I'm gonna introduce you to the train and the tracks. Okay. The tracks is National Wealth Center. Okay. That's the National Wealth Center. That's the track. Those are the tracks. Okay. And it's the ultimate home-based business opportunity. But understand, don't be afraid when you see that. Don't say, home base, oh my goodness, who's my boss? I mean, like, who's going to pay me? I'm just telling you, it's National Wealth Center that's going to oversee everything for you. Now, of course, anytime that you get yourself involved or engaged in a company or partner with anything or anyone, you want to know a little bit about that company. So real quickly, I'm just going to go over about National Wealth Center and tell you a little bit about the company. Well, first of all, it has a 20-year track record of success. It is debt-free and has been debt-free from the very beginning. They're based in New York City, over 350,000 members worldwide, and has paid out over $100 million in gross commissions. It was founded by Peter Wolfing, and he's a seasoned network marketing leader and a proud veteran of the U.S. Marine Corps. So he does have integrity, okay? So, next. This is a total lifestyle and business elevation. I'm going to give you a sample of what our products are and what it is we do. Now, we have 3 products that are monthly products, and they're a $25 product, a $50 product, and a $100 product. And these are digital products. So in the membership, you'll have access to all the products. And any and everyone who becomes a member will have access to the products. So that means there's no taking orders, there's no manufacturing or distribution. The company will do all of that part for you. Now, what has to happen though is here, self-development is $25. Now these are different. It's hundreds and thousands of videos and tutorials and on telling you how you can invest in yourself and gain more courage, self-discipline, and the mindset for a better life. Now, everyone needs that, believe it or not. And let me just say this, self-development, a lot of people who like start businesses or have an idea and they go for it and they try to do it, they don't understand that they miss something. You miss something. You have to first develop yourself. And if you're not developed, then that means that you're going in cold turkey with all of the preconceived notions about a business. And even if you went to school, even if you went to school to learn a trade, if you're going to go into business for yourself, you need to make sure that you have certain disciplines. And some of us believe that we do have those disciplines, but the thing about it is we really, really, really need to hone in on that. There are like actors, for example, like Denzel Washington, for example. Do you know that Denzel Washington takes acting lessons still? The Denzel Washington, he takes acting lessons to hone in on his skills, to make sure that he's up to par, that he stays that way. And a lot of professional people do that because they know that if they stay where they are, they will become stagnant. So, and you always have to refresh your skills. Always. We have another one called Fitness Advantage, and this is really good. It's $50 a month. You receive lifestyle healthy meal plans, workout plans, fitness. It's just great. It's excellent. That's a $50 program. And then we have a digital entrepreneur, which is $100. So remember, I told you $184, and we can turn that into $5,000 a month or more. Oh yes, it's very real. It's very real. And I'm going to show you how that's done. Now, there are also some high ticket products that we're not going to go into. Those are one time, but we don't really deal with that right now because the main thing is for you to get to where you're making that kind of money where you can say, you know what? I think I'll jump into that. I got a few grand. I'll spend $250, or I'll spend $1,000, or $3,500, or $7,500, because you're already making the money from the other 3 things that you're doing. So what we do, and just to go back, what we do with the other 3 things, that we pull those together. But there's something else. Now, how do you get paid? That's the thing. What do you do and how do you get paid? How do I get paid if I spend $185? Well, what happens is you are responsible for every month paying your $184.95. Let's just say $185. Let's just do that. You're responsible for that. Now, the good thing about it is it really only comes out of your pocket one time. And that's when you first initially start. So, for example, you'll do that and then you'll have about a month, to qualify. Now, some people do it in a week. What you have to do at that point is you have to find 4 people who want the exact same thing that you do. In other words, that $184.95 that you paid, you have to get 4 other people who wants the same dreams, the same thing that you want, and understand the process of duplication and know that compounding and is the way that banks and credit card companies really earn money off of you. Yes, actually, that's what they do. They understand the process of duplication. So how do you do that? Well, what you'll do is you'll invite someone to the same presentation that you have, and they'll see that, and then, or should I say, they'll see this, and then they'll want to get the same money. And just to help you out a little bit, I am going to explain how all of this works. Okay, and you get basically 100% commissions paid for you month to month. And let me just show you how that works. Okay, I'm going to basically show you the compensation plan. And now compensation means basically it's how you get paid and how it works. And I'm going to give you an overall right now. And then I'm going to do an illustration, a step-by-step illustration. But right now, let's just do an overall, okay? Like I said, it's 100% commissions paid to you member to member. And you never split your commissions with anybody, okay? Now, what we use is something called the reverse to up system. You break even on your very first member. So I tell you 4 people. So let's start. Okay. Your first and your third member that you sign up, they're signing up with you. Your first and your third will go to you. But wait a minute. That allows you to break even on your very first sign up. So, but your second and fourth person, they're passed up to your sponsor. Your sponsor is your inviter, the person who invited you. And don't be upset that that 2 of the people that you brought in, your 4 actually went to somebody else. And that's the beauty of it. So bear with me, stay with me. Don't prejudge, because I want you to stay with me, because I need to show you how this actually works. Okay. So the second and fourth members are passed up to your sponsor. That's your inviter. Now, if you decide to get a 5th person, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, they all stay with you. So once again, your first and third member, they stay with you, allowing you to break even on your very first sign up. But that second and fourth person, the system will automatically pass them up to your inviter, your sponsor. Okay? And then what happens after that? You earn pass up members from your members. In other words, the first and the third person that you kept, that's with you, they are next. What they have to do is the same thing that you did. They're going to get their 4, and they're going to pass their second and fourth up to you. So once again, the 2 people that you have left over, in order for them to accelerate, they have to get their 4, and then they're going to pass 2 up to you. And so what does that really mean if they're passing their 2 up to you? This is how monthly residual income works. This means you work for it once and then earn on it over and over and over again, every single month. Yes. So now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to illustrate to you so that you can really see how it really, really works in real lifestyle. Okay. So let's assume that you're going to take a week instead of a month. You're going to take a week, which is great. You accelerate so much faster when you do it. It takes you 1 week to get your 4 people. Okay. So week number 1, remember, your sponsor introduced you, and week number 1, you join and pay your $175 monthly subscription fee plus $9.95 goes to the company. Okay, that's the reseller fee that the company charges. The company charges $9.95. But that adds up to, like I said, $184 per month. Okay, $184.95 actually to be exact. So again, $175, and that $175, remember, is the $25 plus the $50 plus the $100. And then the $9.95 that goes to the company, that the company takes out, so that they can monitor, distribute your money, and manage your website, because they give you a website that is yours, that is a clone site that everybody has the same kind of website, so that your people can go on there and sign up under you. Okay? So once again, week number 1, you start. Okay? You get your 4 members. Okay, and each one is paying $184.95, but $175 of it is coming to you. So that's number 1. The second person goes up to your sponsor. Remember? Okay. The third person stays with you and paying you $175. Now the way they pay, it goes through the system, so you're good. Okay. So what does that mean? The fourth person also is going up to your sponsor. So now you're left with the first and the third person. Right? Your sponsor got your second and fourth. Okay? So your first and third members pay you each $175. So what does that add up to? $350. So after the first week, you made $350. Okay? Now, I know that's far from the 5,000 that we were talking about, but we've only just begun. So you made $350. So that's a monthly residual income of $350. If nothing else happened, you would get, and they paid their money every single month, you get $350 every single month. Okay? Now, remember, they're not doing this for you because they want you to get $350. That's not why they're doing that. That first and third person. They're doing it because they want to be paid also. Okay? So you already, you're still in the first month, so you don't have to pay the $195 again. Okay? But that first and third person now, week number 2, they have to get their 4, and 2 of those 4 are passed up to you. So each one of them will pay $175. So your second and your fourth from person number 1, member number 1, and your second and fourth person from person number 3. That's 4. This is week number 2. Week number 2, you're going to get 4 times $175. So week number 2, that's $700. So far, in 2 weeks, you made $700 plus, remember the $350 from last week? That's $1,050. Okay? Now, you didn't bring in these last 4 people that you got money from. The persons that you signed up, your first and your third person, they brought them in. You may not even know these people. But now you know them because they're paying you, and they're going to pay you every single month. And remember now, they didn't do this because they want to pay you $175 a month, because they're going to do the same thing that you did because they want what you got. They want the same thing that you got. They got in this so that they could earn as well. So let's go to week number 3. Week number 3, those 4 people that you have now, those 4 that signed up with you last week, now they have to get their 4 and pass 2 up to you. So what does that mean now? So if they do that, that means week number 3, 8 people are going to pay you $175. Isn't that fantastic? Yes. So what does that mean? Let's add it up. This is week number 3. So that's 8 times 175 equals $1,400. In week number 3. Wow. So that's $1,400 in week number 3. And remember, so far in the first week, you only paid your $184.95. Okay, that's it so far, right? We know that next month you're gonna have to pay $184.95 again, but that we're not even going into that right now. We want to look at what happened. Week number 3, you made $1,400. So altogether, with the money that you made the last couple of the last couple of weeks, the last 2 weeks, you've earned $2,100. Is that incredible or what? Now, let's keep going. We don't stop there. Week number 4, your 8 people get their 4 and pass 2 up to you. So 8 times 2 is 16. So each one of them are giving you 2. 8 people are giving you 2. That's 16 times 175. Week number 4, congratulations. You have that week have earned $2,800. Oops, I'm sorry. Oh, right, $2,800. But remember the $2,100 from before? So, okay. So now that $2,800 plus the $2,100 that you made, the last 3 weeks, because we're in week 4 now. What does that do? That's a total monthly residual income of $4,900 in 1 month. We're almost at 5,000. Oh, darn. Almost. But you know what? Let's keep going. Because remember, those 16 people, they're not doing this because they want to give you $175. They want to do the same thing that you're doing because they want to end up where you are. See, it's okay to be a copycat. And these people are just copying what you did. It's okay to be a copycat. Just make sure you're copying the right cat. So we're going to move on to week number 5. And usually week number 5 means that you're in another month. Yes, week number 5. So what does that mean? You get your 16, get their 4 and pass 2 up to you. But wait a minute, something else needs to happen. Remember, this is a whole nother month. This is the first week of the next month. And what happens is you have to pay your $184.95. So now you're paying $184.95 again. But remember, it's really not coming directly out of your pocket. You use money that you earn. Look how much money you've earned. So I'm sure out of the money that you earned, you can take out $184.95. But it's an automatic payment, so it's great. So it's going to go automatically. The system is set up so you'll make an automatic payment that goes to your sponsor. Make sure, because you want to honor and respect your sponsor. So you want to make sure that let your sponsor know that you appreciate inviting you to the system, and that's why you're making what you're making. So that's a fantastic thing. So okay, so let's go back. Week number 5, you're 16, get their 4 and pass it up to you. I'm sorry, and pass 2 up to you. Okay, that's 32 people paying you $175. That adds up to $5,600 in week number 5. But wait a minute. Remember in week number 1, those 2 people, they're first and your third, they got to pay theirs too. So they're paying you $350. I'm sorry, they're each paying $175, which adds up to $350. Okay? So now that's $5,600 plus $350. That's $5,950 in week number 5. So, okay, I think you're understanding now. Things are doubled. Things are doubling. So let's move a little bit faster. Let's just go through it. We got week number 6. Your 32 people get their get their 4 people and pass 2 up to you. That means 64 people are paying you $175, and that adds up to $11,200 plus. In week number 2, those other people paid you $700, so it's time for them to pay again. So this is just showing you, you'll end up in week number 6 getting $11,900. All right, we're going to move a little bit faster. I know these numbers are going up, and sometimes people become afraid and go like, wait a minute. How did that happen? How does this thing happen? who people are really going to be paying, remember, they want the same thing that you want. They're not looking at these big numbers at first. What they're doing is they paid their $184.95. They're going to get their $4 because they know that's what it takes in order for them to escalate. So, week number 7, you got 64 people in, and they get their $4, but they pass, each one of those people pass 2 up to you. So instead of 4, you're getting 2 from each one, remember. And what is that? Those numbers, what do those numbers look like? Let's see. That's 128 people paying you $175. I mean, numbers don't lie, people do. 128 times 175, no matter how you look at it, you can do it on a calculator, you can get a pencil and a paper, number 2 pencil, you can get a pen, a nice ballpoint pen, or you can get one of them really expensive pens like someone gave me. People give you gifts when they think you have money, they give you expensive gifts, like what am I going to do with a pen? $130 pen. The same thing I'll do with a 29 cents pen. But anyway, the 64 people get their $4. They pass 2 up to you. That's 128 people giving you $175 each. That's That's you making $22,400. And once again, remember in that week. From last month, you made $1,400, so you add that to it, and that's $23,800. And we're going to move just a little bit faster now because I think you're getting it. Your 128 people in week number 8 get their $4 and pass 2 up to you each. So that's 256 people paying you $175. That's $45,800 plus $2,800 is $47,600. I know this is starting to get a little bit scary and you go like, wow, but if you've been following us, if you've been following this, you see the numbers are very real. The numbers are real. Okay. And I'll explain some other things to you really quickly after this. So we're in week number 9. We're just going to go up to week number 10. Okay. So this is week number 9. 256 people get their $4 and each pass 2 up to you, which gives you 512 people paying you $175. That's $89,600 in week number 9. I know what you're thinking and how you're feeling right now, but you should really be excited. You should really be excited about this. And remember, in that last week, those people paid you $5,600. It's time for them to pay their $184.95 again, and that's $95,200. Now we're in week number 10. Week number 10, your 512 get their $4, pass 2 up to you. 1,024 people pay $175, and that adds up to $179,200. And I kind of chuckle with that because usually when I'm really in front of people, and I used to sit and I used to have a flip book and just sit and show people this and look at the expressions on their faces. Probably like the one that you have right now. It's okay. But you got to start somewhere. And we're talking about week 10. So what happens? Plus the $11,200. So your residual income, monthly residual income is $190,400. Okay. Now, let's come back. Come back. You know, I don't know, you want to shake, you want to stand up and shake a little bit and just get some of that anxiety off of you. It's okay. But what I want to tell you, basically, is that $190,000, whatever it is a lot of money. Okay. And I know when we first started, I said you can turn $184 into $5,000 a month, because if I'd have told you you can turn $184 into $190,000, you would have never ever, if your friend would have said to you, or your inviter, I should say, said to you, I can show you how to turn $184 into $190,000. You just say like, man, take your medication. And I know. So, but let's come to a closer reality. Let's really, because this is a serious matter. It's a serious issue. I don't know how many obligations that you may have, or if you may have, like if you have bills like mortgage, car note, kids' school, and for some people, food. Not knowing if you're going to be able to feed your children, within the next month or two or next week. It can be scary. And the way things are going with the economy, we have to worry about some of those things, especially if you're in a fixed income. And what do we call a fixed income? A fixed income, some people think that, a person who's retired or getting public assistance. But you know what? If you have a job, a job, you are on a fixed income because you get the same amount every single week, unless you do overtime, but it's basically the same amount. That's a fixed income. And you know what? A lot of us are just so married to our job. There's very few people that I know that they love their job so much that they would go do the work whether they got paid or not. I'm not one of those people. I can tell you that now. And maybe you're not either. But either way, understand something with a JOB. JOB means just over broke. And I say that, I didn't make that up. I got that from some really smart people who I just stole that from, just so that I can tell you, if you're working a JOB, you can easily be replaced on your job by someone else who your boss, employer thinks that can do it better or not, but can probably do it cheaper than what they're paying you. So it doesn't matter. Some of us love our jobs, right? We love it, and our employers love us. But you know what? If you got sick and had to leave your job, they would just hire the next person to take your place. And that's that. And you're forgotten about from that point forward. But that's not where we are. We're up. We're up. We're up. We're looking at numbers that we will never, ever see on our jobs, our JOBs. So, does it hurt to try and make it happen? What I want to say to you is, let's go back to the 190,000 that we saw. Realistically, in a perfect world, that's what it would be. Those numbers don't lie. If everybody does what they're supposed to do, that's a reality. But in real world, most people don't do what they say they're going to do, or what they want to do, or what they should do. So let's do this. Let's say everybody doesn't do what they're supposed to do. Let's take, So let's say 50% of them don't do it. That's a lot of people. So half of the people who say they're going to do it and spend their $184.95, they don't do it. For some people, for some reason, they just have a hard time getting there for people. You know what I mean? But so let's just say, matter of fact, let's take it up to 75%. Don't do what they say they're going to do or what they attempt to do. Okay. So at least 25% of the people. That's a lot of people we just got rid of. But I like to make it easier because I've never really been that great at math. Okay. I've done some financial things, and I do, because I have ideas and I'm human and I have melanin. And so all of this stuff comes natural. But you know what? What if 90% of the people didn't do what they were supposed to do? So what is that? What is that? So we only going to say 10% do what they're supposed to do. If 10% do what they're supposed to do, that's, you take off out of 190,400, I think that's 19,040. Could you use an extra $19,040? So if it took 10 weeks, well, shucks, if it took 10 months, would you be able to use an extra $19,040 a month? And what did you do? Remember, all of those people, most of them, you didn't bring in. You only brought in originally 4. That's it. You stopped. You don't have to stop now. Remember, I told you, you can just start adding more people and just build long streams of income. Okay. But for now, let's just say it was only the 4. You kept 2. You passed 2 up to your sponsor. Then everybody else passed on to you. So only 10% does what they're supposed to do. We eliminate a lot of people. The reality is it's probably about that number. Okay. And if you can use an extra $19,000 a month, I say, let's go for it. Let's do it. Because what have you done in your lifetime? How long have you been working in your life? How many times have you said, one day things are going to change? I'm going to hit lotto. I'm one of those people, okay? I said, one day I'm going to hit, and boy, I'm going to do it. And I've actually sat down and figured out who I was going to distribute money to, and I was going to be the man. I've actually done it in my mind so many times in the past. Well, let me just say this to you. You may hit lotto. What is it? 20 million and one? You may. Okay? And you may not. But if you do this, I guarantee you that you're going to make something. If you follow through and you do this, you're going to get at least $19,000. Okay? So if you're able to follow through, and the people that you have, if only 10% of them do what they're supposed to do, you're going to make about $19,000 a month. Probably more than most of us have ever made before. So, I ask you, do you know the difference between other companies and what they do and commission? Most companies don't pay you 100% commissions. They'll pay you 5 to 20% in commissions. National Wealth Center is paying you 100%. And they don't have digital products. They have products that you have to stock either in your garage, or you have to buy first and then resell, or they're only going to give you that 5 to 20% on what you sell. Okay? And your customers will have to wait on shipments. There's all of that stuff, but here there's no waiting on shipments, and the products are delivered instantly to the member because they have access to it. They just go online and get it. Here with National Wealth Center, you can work from anywhere. You have a laptop, a cell phone, and you check your bank account. Some people, that I used to work with, and before I left my job, I used to always say, come on, let's do this with me. And they just like, no, I'm gonna get overtime. And they used to fight for overtime on my job, and and it was sad, but that's what they did. I work for more hours, and I'll get more money, and of course much more taxes will be taken out. So and I don't mean really to laugh. I'm not laughing at them, but when I put myself in that position, what happens to me is I'm just dreaming and dreaming and dreaming. Here I get to take action. I get to decide what my destiny is going to be. And although I still rely on other people to do what they're supposed to do, I can always increase my volume. I could always, instead of 4, I could have 8, 10, 12 streams of income. I don't have to stop at 4, And if can always increase my volume. I could always, instead of 4, I could have 8, 10, 12 streams of income. I don't have to stop at 4, And if the 2 that I have are not doing well, I'll say, you know what? In my mind, I said, you know what? I'm gonna find 3 or 4 more people, just know the streams of income, and I'll create those memberships. But in most cases, if you got the right first 2, you start off good. With the first 4, you don't have to worry about that. You won't have to worry about that. You just have to find people who are just as hungry as you are, just as hungry. Okay? So let me ask you, are you ready to be your own boss? I mean, really, really ready to be your own boss. So if you are, what I want you to do is I want you to get back to the person who introduced you, your inviter. I want you to get back to that person. And I want you to take action. I really do. I want you to get back to them, let them know if you're a 1, 2, or 3. 3 says, it's not for you. No, I'm going to stay on my job and I'm happy. I'm satisfied with what I have. I don't need any more money. More money is just going to cause me more problems. More money, more problems. I heard before. There's a couple of songs out like that. But and number 2 says, if you're a number 2 person, yes, you're interested. You just have some questions, okay? And number 1 means you're ready to go. I mean, you're ready because you've seen the numbers. You know what your situation is and has been. And you want that to change. And you recognize that change doesn't happen by itself. The creator and your efforts. Okay? And as long as you have the right vehicle, this is a train track. Okay? Life is a train track. And if you got the right train on the track, it'll go straight to exactly where you want it to go. If a train is on a track, it can only go forward or backwards. But the path is set for you. The question is, are you ready to make a commitment to yourself? We look forward to helping you getting started on your life-changing National Wealth Center journey. So contact the person who invited you to this webinar and let them know if you're 1, 2, or 3. Yes, we encourage you to contact the person who invited you to this webinar, but if you happen to be lucky enough to stumble across this webinar without an inviter, feel free to sign up at NWC123.com. That's www.nwc123.com. And once again, thank you for joining us.